Good morning, everyone. It's still early morning and I can't believe it. I've managed to edit my whole video from yesterday and publish it. I've already posted it on YouTube and I'm proud of myself because I'm doing this all while I'm working, I'm a mum, I'm enjoying my life. You see, everything is possible. You just need to prioritize yourself. That's the most important thing, because if you don't prioritize yourself, nothing is going to work. And prioritizing yourself means just look at the view. I'm showing you. This is where I live. This is the Netherlands. It's such a beautiful day. This is what prioritizing yourself means. Well, to me, this is what prioritizing myself means. It's doing the things that need to get done. We all have fears, we all have emotions. They are there to guide us. So my intuition told me I needed to do this. Now I know why, because it's bringing me so many ahas, it's bringing me so many realizations. It's really unbelievable, and through this process I'm showing you what is possible. My dream life, this is it. It's not fancy things. This is my dream life. This is what's possible for you when you are fulfilled from the inside. You're creating that dream life for yourself, and I truly believe through the challenges that we have, they are part of us loving ourselves. As I continue to enjoy my walk, and I'm taking you with me as well, you can start looking at your life already, because I'm sure that you have your dream life too. Of course, many of us think or feel that we're not exactly 100% happy with our lives. However, when you start to look at it, we have everything that we need in this moment. Everything is already here. It comes from us. It comes from inside of ourselves. It's not something on the outside. We may think we want more money. We may think we want more necessities, luxuries, whatever that looks like for you. Of course, you're welcome to want that. That's natural if you want those things. However, when you get to receive those things, how do they make you feel? What do they bring to you that you don't already experience it on the inside? Because it all comes back down to happiness. If you're not happy internally, when you get to receive that thing, to want that thing, is that thing going to make you happy? That's the question. Because in all honesty, that was a beautiful little bird. I did not want to speak. In all honesty, happiness is a state from within. It's not something on the outside. But as humans, we tend to look to the outside world. We tend to use things to make us happy. We tend to comfort ourselves in external things, in people, in objects, in food, because we don't feel that we can allow ourselves to experience our emotions and our feelings. And our emotions and our feelings are there for a purpose. They're there to guide us to the truth. Of course, they are temporary. However, if we don't feel our feelings, if we keep suppressing them, we will never truly be at peace with ourselves. We will never truly be happy. That's just the truth from what I've observed and what I've experienced. It's like everything on the outside world doesn't really matter. What matters is how I feel on the inside. So, having a work-life balance that's possible, because it's a state. It's how you feel on the inside. So I talk a lot about a work-life balance because I work with a lot of people who are entrepreneurs and who really, want to create that, and they don't feel that it's possible or it's physically unattainable. But the reality is, it's already here in this moment. It's already in your life. It's just that, we're conditioned to think that the external world needs to be a certain way in our lives when it doesn't. We can already start working towards what we desire, which is already present. So it's a completely different way of being, but that comes as a result of you being at peace with yourself. That comes as a result with you going deep into wounds and traumas that have been laying dormant, that may, tell you that you're not enough, that you're not good enough, and you're not worthy, when in actual fact you are. But it's just your journey to actually go there and be able to feel all of those feelings, especially the pain and the hurt that you've experienced in your life. Because if you don't truly feel it, it will always feel like a burden or a resentment or even guilt. It will always be there underneath the surface, bubbling away. It will always be there, influencing your decisions and your choices. So there is so much room for growth, so much room for scope. There's so many opportunities in the present moment that we don't actually realize that we have the power, and the power has always been there all along. And when you start to recognize and you start to experience that, it takes on a whole new level. Your life takes on a whole new level, because you're no longer this fleeing victim. You're the creator, and you're in charge of how you want your life to feel, because it's not what it looks like. We may see images of people having, what they feel is their best life, and that is their own best life for them. But what does your best life feel like? How are you? Are you happy? Are you at peace? Are you in love with yourself? Do you accept yourself? What does that feel like? Because for me, I feel very much at peace with myself, and I feel very grateful, and I feel very joyful. It's like an inner feeling. These are all inner feelings from my own journey, but I've always had that, even as a child, even through everything that I've gone through in my own life, all the abuses, etc. I've always felt very grateful and very I felt very humble that I'm in this life, that I've chosen this life, and all these opportunities are guiding me to go deeper into who I am as a being. So it's super powerful for me to experience this and to have this wonderful life. So the fact that I've chosen, my intuition has chosen me for me to create this project, is really a wonderful opportunity for me to grow. It's an act of love. It's also an act of consistency. Once you are asked to do something, be it a passion project or something that's completely new, it's like it takes on a whole new dimension, because life is here for you to experience it, and you add your own spin on it. And that's what I find so fulfilling in doing this so far, because I'm really getting into the hang of it. I'm really enjoying it and receiving so many ahas and breakthroughs. And it's also quite vulnerable, because you're in my world and you're getting to see how I live. There's a heron there. And so it's like a two-in-one experience. I'm being vulnerable, I'm being open, and this is real life for me. You're seeing that I don't have a big fancy life. My life is my life, and it comes from the inside out. What I find at peace, what I found happy in myself, is within me, and everything that I experience on the outside is a reflection of that. So just because something doesn't look like what you think it looks like or you want it to look like doesn't mean it's as valuable, doesn't mean it's as worthy for you to have an experience. This is so beautiful. I just love being outside in nature. I've been meaning to share something as well. As you probably watch my YouTube, or if you're new here and you don't know much about my eating, I just wanted to share and be honest about it, because I haven't made an update in a while. I was eating raw vegan for about, I think it was nearly 9 months, and everything that I've done has been following my own body and my own intuition, and I just felt like I no longer needed, or something in my body didn't really need to just be eating raw vegan, and so I'm no longer eating 100% raw vegan. You see, at the end of the day, you have to do what feels best for you and your body, and you need to follow your own life and your own intuition. This is really what it's about, creating that dream life. It's not just about what it would be like if you had the confidence and you had all the money and you had all the houses, or whatever it is like for you. But in the outside world, there seems to be at least a misconception, or this big idea of what a dream life looks like, including, time, freedom, money, etc. And all of that, for me, is not really important. For me, what is most important is that I am being true to myself, is that I am following my intuition, is that I'm honest, is that I'm spending my time prioritizing what matters, and it's that I'm really creating what I want to create, and it's that I'm spending the time with the people that I love, that I love, and the other stuff doesn't really matter. Of course, sometimes, I do like going to like a luxury hotel and having like an experience, but for me, it's rather about the experience. It's not really about what it looks like on the outside world. It's really, experiencing it. And I feel that's what most people also want. You want to experience being happy. You want to experience to be at peace with yourself. And you think that maybe having, so much money, or having, that freedom that you're longing for. But you have to realize that freedom that you're longing for on the outside, it's already here. The freedom is inside of you. It's a feeling. It's not something on the outside. So when it becomes something on the outside, then we're always looking on the outside to bring us what we think we want. But actually, it's what's on the inside is what we need to experience more of, so that we can receive what's on the outside. So that's really the truth, because I've lived my life this way. I've lived my life from the inside out, and everything that I've created was because I desired it. However, I already felt it on the inside. So because when you're so in tune with yourself, of course I haven't always been so in tune with myself, but for the most part my intuition is my gift, and so I've always followed it. I don't know whether you can see, but that's another big bird there. That's what I really love about being in nature. There's just so many things you can see, birds and trees, and the landscape is just so beautiful. That's why I love being outside here. That's why I love walking. You know, this is my time, and I'm sharing that with you today. So when you trust your own intuition and you have a desire inside of you, well, for me, I've always followed that. It doesn't make sense not to follow that, because it's like I'm put here because of my spirit, and my spirit is leading me through these nudges, through my intuitive power. So I'm going to follow it because it's fun and it's new, and this is what life is all about. You know, you get to play here, you get to express yourself, and it's just one big fun game. That's what I feel anyway. And so it's so good when you listen and you follow it, especially if you have fear. And sometimes the people that I've worked with, they've had a lot of fear because they had trauma, and the trauma hadn't really been it hadn't even been addressed. So we needed to go into the trauma for them to feel the trauma, for them to see it, to pull it out of their system, of their nervous system, of their body, because that is what was leading them to be stuck in it, be stuck in the challenge that they were having. And the nervous system, once you have anything in your nervous system, be it trauma or fear, it just keeps you stuck because you're in survival, and it's not going to help you unless you actually know what is happening. If you force yourself, that will also cause some disruption and disturbances. So it's really, you need to actually get some help, and it has to be the right help, because not everyone can actually know what's going on. You know, you can't just go to a coach being, in that situation and think that you need to do a strategy to make it go away. That's just not how it works. Your nervous system will still be there, and you will still find it very challenging in other areas, because your nervous system is like the gateway. It's like the place where everything starts from. It is the number one of your entire body and your nervous system. So it is like the mothership. It's the motherboard, basically. So every thought that you have comes from your nervous system. It doesn't magically appear in your head. It comes from the body and the nervous system. So, if you think you're not worthy, it's because something has happened in your life that has made you think that, and it's stuck in the nervous system. So that's where the emotions and feelings are suppressed in the body, in the emotional body, which is connected to the nervous system. So say you have a chronic health issue, or you have any kind of accident in your body, or anything going on in your mind. I had to stop there. I see another heron. I'm very happy with how I'm getting on with my daughter's bed, because this just shows anything is possible, and I really enjoy doing this. For me, I'm the DIY person in the family, and this is really fun for me, so I'm enjoying it. just came from my daughter's tennis lesson and I was watching it, and it was really, really fun. And now we're off home because it's evening, off to make dinner. It's really wonderful. We have a tennis club here in the village where we live,